It's no secret that MrBeast, or Jimmy Donaldson, has been at the center of some heated discussions lately. You've probably come across stories about his business practices and how he treats his employees. The man who built a multi-million-dollar empire on YouTube, known for his extravagant giveaways and larger-than-life challenges, now finds himself under scrutiny for reasons far less glamorous. Recently, a document leaked from within the walls of MrBeast Productions, an internal manual allegedly written by Jimmy himself. This document, confirmed by former employees to be authentic, offers a glimpse into the mind of MrBeast and reveals some unsettling truths about the way his business operates. Titled How to Succeed in MrBeast Production, this document isn't just a handbook, it's more like a manifesto. At 36 pages long, it's detailed, intense, and in many ways unsettling. Jimmy outlines his expectations for his employees with a level of precision that leaves little room for interpretation. It's clear that he demands absolute dedication, and anything less is simply not acceptable. Former employees have vouched for the document's authenticity, and it's easy to see why. The tone is rigid, almost dictatorial, with Jimmy laying out his vision for the company in no uncertain terms. This isn't a place for those who value a balanced life or who see their job as just a job. At MrBeast Productions, it's all or nothing. One of the most controversial aspects of the document is Jimmy's approach to categorizing his employees. He divides them into three categories: A players, B players, and C players. A players are the stars, the best of the best. They're obsessive, hardworking, and fully committed to the company's success. These are the people Jimmy relies on to keep his empire running. B players, on the other hand, are those who have potential but aren't quite there yet. They need guidance, training, and time to develop into a players. But then there are the C players. These employees, according to Jimmy, are little more than dead weight. They're average, unremarkable, and in his eyes, toxic to the company culture. Jimmy is very clear in the document. C players should be removed from the company as soon as possible. This kind of categorization fosters a culture of fear and competition. It's a system where only the strongest survive, where any sign of weakness can put your job at risk. It's also a system that encourages favoritism. Players, who are often Jimmy's closest allies, enjoy privileges that others don't. Meanwhile, those who don't measure up are left to fend for themselves in an increasingly hostile work environment. The document also outlines the work culture at MrBeast Productions, and it's anything but typical. Jimmy expects his employees to own their mistakes, set clear priorities, and never take no for an answer. But while these expectations might seem reasonable on the surface, the way they're enforced is far from ordinary. Jimmy is big on accountability, at least for his employees. He insists that mistakes are inevitable and even necessary for growth, but he also makes it clear that he has little tolerance for repeated errors. The problem is, while Jimmy demands accountability from his team, he rarely practices it himself. Instead, he relies on a team of PR professionals to handle any mistakes that might tarnish his image. It's a double standard that runs through much of the document. Setting priorities is another key expectation at MrBeast Productions, and Jimmy's approach is extreme. He gives the example of securing a Lamborghini as a top priority and jokes that even if the studio is burning down, nothing should come before getting that car. It's a clear indication of the relentless drive he expects from his team, a drive that leaves little room for anything else, including personal well-being. And then there's the idea that no does not mean no. Jimmy encourages his employees to push through any resistance, to keep going until every possible avenue has been exhausted. On the surface, it might sound like perseverance, but in reality, it's a mentality that can easily lead to burnout. Pushing people beyond their limits, especially in such a high-pressure environment, isn't just unsustainable, it's dangerous. Jimmy's insights into the production process reveal the incredibly high standards he sets for his team. He expects his employees to juggle multiple projects at once, warning them that focusing on just one video at a time will lead to delays and missed deadlines. It's a constant balancing act, and the stakes are high. Fall behind, and you risk being labeled as one of those dreaded C players, a designation that could cost you your job. The document is filled with Jimmy's random thoughts and advice, offering a deeper look into his management style. He emphasizes honesty among his employees, but only if that honesty doesn't hurt anyone's feelings, especially those of his favorites. It's clear that there's a hierarchy at MrBeast Productions, with a select few enjoying privileges that others can only dream of. This favoritism fosters a culture where some employees are protected, while others are left to fend for themselves. One particularly troubling aspect is Jimmy's insistence on always working on multiple videos simultaneously. He argues that focusing on just one project leads to a domino effect of delays and missed deadlines. But this relentless push for productivity comes at a cost. Employees are constantly on edge, always trying to keep up with Jimmy's demanding pace. The pressure is immense, and it's clear that the work environment is anything but supportive. Jimmy's expectations don't stop at production efficiency. He's also highly concerned with how his content is perceived by the public. The document goes into great detail about the importance of maintaining a positive PR image, yet the actions described suggest a much darker reality. While Jimmy is meticulous about the content that goes out on his channel, the lengths to which he'll go to maintain his image raise serious ethical concerns. The ethics of MrBeast Productions come into sharp focus in the latter part of the document. Jimmy is very concerned with maintaining a positive public image, and he talks at length about the importance of good PR. But when you look closer, there's a disconnect between the image he wants to project and the reality of what goes on behind the scenes. Jimmy is known for his meticulous control over the content that goes out on his channel. Every second of footage is approved by him, and he's deeply involved in every aspect of production. This level of control might explain why his videos are so successful, but it also raises questions about the authenticity of what we see on screen. How much of MrBeast's content is real, and how much is carefully crafted to fit a narrative that suits his brand? Jimmy is also acutely aware of his audience, which is mostly young and impressionable. This knowledge seems to guide his every move, from the content he produces to the way he runs his business. It's all about maintaining the facade of the generous, down-to-earth YouTuber who's just like his fans, even though the reality is far more complex. The leaked document offers a rare glimpse into the world of MrBeast, a world where success comes at a high cost. It's clear that working for MrBeast is not for the faint of heart. The demands are relentless, the pressure is immense, and the environment is, at times, toxic. Jimmy's drive for success is all-consuming, and those who work for him are expected to match his intensity or risk being left behind. But as more information comes to light, we have to ask ourselves, is the success worth it? Is it worth the long hours, the constant pressure, and the toxic work culture? These are questions that only those inside MrBeast Productions can answer, but the leaked document gives us a pretty clear indication of what the answer might be. If you found this deep dive into the real MrBeast eye-opening, share your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us continue to explore the stories that matter and bring these conversations to the forefront.